Stevie Fast Jackson. I'm here with you guys today for Q&A episode 6. Appreciate you guys continuing to send in your questions and comments to these. It's nice to take a break from some of the day in and day out stuff that I do and get to spend some time with you guys reading this stuff. I love commenting on it, and some of it's awesome and some of it makes me laugh in a way that I cannot explain to you. We'll get started today. Keep the questions coming. There's no question too silly, and I like it. Christopher Sipple. So will I ever get a chance to go back to Yellow Bullet? I love Monty, love Yellow Bullet. Last time I raced there was treacherous. I crashed the orange car, the original Pro Charger car. But I love that race. I love all my folks on Yellow Bullet, love all the fans on Yellow Bullet. I spend as much time on there as I can. I try to stir up crap on there when I can. The scheduling of Yellow Bullet is why I can't go to Yellow Bullet. It's on U.S. Nationals, the same weekend as the U.S. Nationals, which is NHRA is my day job. So as long as it remains there and I still have a job, it's going to be hard to go there. Hopefully at some point it'll move or something will move. Hopefully I don't end up not having a job. But to answer your question, I'd love to come back. Love the folks. That's one of the most fun races that I get to do. So I like it. Next question, Sheldon Pillay. I've been waiting for this one. Stevie, would you race John Force? Only as fast as I can find a nitro funny car or buy one that I think will run. I will put on a fire suit, tune it myself, put a blower stout starter on it, chock the wheels, fire it up, jump in the hatch, and dump the clutch on that man. So absolutely. John Force, one of my heroes. Love that guy, awesome driver. I hope he's competing when I get up there because I would love to smash him in the ground. There's some people in Nitro Funny Car right now that need to be smashed in the ground. And y'all stay tuned. I'm on the hunt. Let me get one of them things. I'm coming. Do not leave your seat. You're going to want to see that one. Brian Douglas. What do I think about? What about the future of the Tesla Roadster? 1.9 second, 60-foot time, 890s in the quarter. I don't really have an opinion on it. I don't know a whole lot about that deal. That's not really the genre of racing that I do, but a lot of my guys here in the shop are always talking about it and telling me about it. And I'd say that as long as Elon's running Tesla, there's a possibility that he'll continue to make them faster. And there's a chance you may see one day a dedicated class of electric racing vehicles. I don't know. I think that stuff's pretty cool. I watch and follow some of the Formula E stuff. And it's neat to see those cars and the people that run it and the work and dedication that it goes into it. They're innovators right now, and it's exciting to watch the strides that series is bringing. And Elon, if you're watching this, call me, send me a check. We'll take over all of drag racing, all of it. I'm your guy. Call me. FordMan DS David, when are you and Kai Kelly gonna race? Then we got a bunch of comments on that. Yeah. I didn't start the deal with Kai Kelly. He called me out first because he was trying to get some attention, and I called his bluff and told him I'd just absolutely train wreck him anytime he wanted to race. Me picking on Kai Kelly is like me walking into a kindergarten lunchroom and eating some kid's chicken nuggets. I mean, it's just not fair. So anytime he wants to race, he knows where I'm at. I don't have a Datsun or any sort of road racing, street car or nothing, but anytime he wants to race, I'm easy to find. So that kind of answers that again. Poor guy. Jimmy Weeks, not a blower racer, but can you explain the difference between a roots and a screw blower? There's really no similarity between the two except for they're driven by a belt off the front. A screw type supercharger, like the supercharger we got on the shadow sitting right here, has a male and a female opposing rotor that actually compresses the air. It works very similar. It's actually identical to a screw type air compressor that they use in industrial plants. Very efficient, low temperature of the compressed charge, and they make a lot of boost, which is one reason why they're so limited in where you can race them. Roots blower, like what we have to run in NHRA Pro Mod, has two identical rotors that are timed. It's basically an air pump. It's not an air compressor. It basically just pumps air inside the engine. They're limited on many different sizes depending on how much rotor length. We're limited on setback, blower opening. The roots is far less efficient than the screw, much higher air intake temperature, far more expensive to obtain and get one and run one. Which is why they're more mandated as far as rules. That's why the screw is less legal to run in different organizations. Both of them, both on the motor, both of them look cool, sound cool. All of them are better than turbos. So just pick any blower that you got. If it'll start and make some air come out the bottom, you're in the game. 70 Novachick. What's up with the censorship bleeps? The video about Indy have them in there. Okay, let me tell you a story. I get a lot of flack about the censorship bleeps. One, I think it's funny. Matt does a good job of putting it in the right spot. But number two, and the main reason, some of the stuff that randomly comes out of my mouth, my mama will kill me if I say it on the internet. So mama, if you're watching, the censorship bleeps, when I say that's for you. That's from my mama. So there's your story behind the censorship bleeps. Don't really care about a whole lot else what anybody else thinks, but I do care what mama says. Jason Hughie. Stevie, can you explain how a two-stage torque converter works? Does it lock up twice in each gear? P.S. You should come skydiving with me one day. I'm not racing. Okay, let's get to the first part, then we'll get to the second part. A two-stage converter, I'm assuming you're talking about a lockup, like what we run Shadow 8th Mile and Shadow Radio vs. the World. What it is the converter drive has one circuit that applies hydraulic pressure to the piston in the back of the converter. Piston applies pressure to a clutch pack, which applies pressure to the turbine and stops the turbine from turning. Then we run what's called an aero, basically like an aero hydraulic system, where you'll fire air at that to increase the pressure to make it lock up 100%. On most applications, if your stuff's set up correctly, running just the hydraulic side of your converter drive will get you to about 3%. Firing the air at it will lock it up completely one-to-one. And there's a whole bunch of tuning tools you can use with that. Some cars, I set that thing up to where it's loose, and the converter side of it will only lock it up to, the hydraulic side will only lock it up to about 6 or 7%. Some stuff I have it where it'll lock it one-to-one without the deal. For me, I use the two stages as just two different events to accelerate the car to make them happen exactly when you want it to happen. We've come a long way with lockup torque converters in the last 3 years. I was kind of on the forefront of that stuff a long time ago, and lockup converter technology now is pretty impressive. Skydiving. I will fire the airplane up, drive it up in the air. I can't promise you I can land it. I don't know if I can jump out of it with you, but you can strap me to you and drag me out of that thing. It's on my bucket list. I always said I'd never jump out of a perfectly good working airplane, but if it's on the bucket list, you might have to try it. So stay tuned. We'll see. Maybe. Voting poll for the 2019 KTR hat design. So the way that works is we've put a bunch of different hat designs on. We got a bunch of different front designs, a bunch of different back designs. We're gonna let you guys go vote and see what we sell next year. Go in there, pick out a combination of front and back design that you like. We may choose more than one that you guys like. I got some personal preferences, and sometimes I don't get to win. Anybody that goes on there and votes, we're gonna randomly select 3 of you guys. You guys are gonna get a free hat. It's a pretty cool deal. I like to include y'all in what y'all like and what we do. KTR is a team for the fans. It is run by fans. So anytime I can include you guys in what we do day to day is fun for me. Check out the link below listed, or click on the link and vote. And I appreciate that. That's a cool deal. We'll do more of that going forward. 2019 race schedule. Lots of questions about this. Sponsors, everybody wanting to know. Are we running NHRA, World Series of Pro Mod, Radio, Outlaw, Midwest, PDRA? I don't have it ironed out yet. I'm going to try to have it released by PRI coming up in December. I want to make sure before I release it, I get it pretty right, accurate. I don't like to change dates after I release a schedule. I know a lot of you guys plan some of your vacation time around coming to watch us race and support us. So give me a little bit. I'm going to get it out there. And we also want to note one change that's definitely happened on the NHRA side. On the E3 Spark Plugs Pro Mod Series has moved out of Dallas and replaced it, put Atlanta back on the schedule. I think that's an awesome move for the fans. Love racing in Atlanta. It's 70 miles from my shop, so it saves about $10,000 in fuel, and it's a hometown race for me, so don't forget that they've swapped that. I'll have our full KTR 2019 schedule out a few weeks. Just check back. It's on our page. Don't forget to pick up all your KTR gear. and the best deal on used parts and new parts and accessories at steviefast.com. I'm constantly updating the parts deal. I got new apparel coming out soon. Got the fan pole. Always a lot of stuff to do there. Matt does an awesome job at that, and he keeps it fresh and keeps it going. There's going to be some parts coming up the next week or two where if you don't click on it first, you're going to miss it. I got some new stuff that's pretty awesome. I'm going to price right and try to help some folks out. So thank you for that.